Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards doesn't trust Sutton Stracke after infidelity comment. If there's one thing we can always count on from Sutton Stracke, it's that she will take it there, and she did just that in the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This time, it was Kyle Richards who was caught off guard when Sutton claimed there was infidelity in her marriage to Mauricio Umansky. However, despite the bold accusation, Kyle vehemently denied that Mauricio was unfaithful to her. The awkward moment occurred when Kyle spent a day out with Sutton and Garcelle Bava, and now she has lost all trust in her friend. The cast had plenty to say when they dished about the episode on the after show. Kyle said Sutton later apologized for her words, claiming it was an accident, but the brunette beauty isn't buying it. Is the OG ready to take another friendship break from the Southern Belle? Kyle joined Erika Jayne to discuss the episode, and let's say the OG is not very happy with Sutton after what she said. Later she said to me, "I don't know why I said that, I got so confused," shared Kyle, adding, "Do I believe that was an actual accident? Absolutely not." The mama four said she thought they were good friends and were trying to mend things after their fallout in season 13. However, after Sutton's latest snafu, Kyle admitted, "I'm not feeling I can really trust you at all. I see you and I will never forget," added the 56-year-old. Erika also commented on the duo's ongoing drama, telling Kyle, "I think it's a one-way friendship." Sutton also opened up about the tense moment between her and Kyle during that RHOBH after show. She claimed her controversial comment was about Kyle's admission that Mauricio had conversations with women who slid into his DMs. "I remember we had talked about how it is infidelity when you text someone on Instagram," Sutton explained. Sutton isn't the only one who assumed Mauricio was unfaithful to Kyle before their separation. During the season 13 reunion, the OG hinted at something Mauricio did during their marriage that broke her trust, which she could never regain. She never got into any details about that, but the first thing we all thought was infidelity, and the ongoing rumors over the years certainly didn't help. Kyle Richards, a prominent star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has always been a woman of strong opinions, and her friendships with the other ladies on the show have been the subject of both public and private drama. However, one comment from Sutton Stracke that struck too deep has left Kyle questioning their relationship and trust. In a moment of candor, Sutton made an offhand remark about infidelity, and it was this comment that would spark a series of events that would send ripples through their bond. Kyle's reaction was swift, and she made it clear that such words would not go unaddressed. The issue began during a heated conversation at one of their infamous dinner parties, a gathering that was supposed to be lighthearted but, like many of their group events, quickly took a turn for the worse. Kyle and Sutton had been engaged in a conversation about relationships and trust, as the women often do in these settings, with Kyle speaking openly about her experiences with her marriage. Sutton, who is known for her candid and sometimes overly blunt nature, interjected with a comment that seemed to hit below the belt. "I mean, I guess if you're okay with a little infidelity in a marriage, that's your choice," Sutton said, her words hanging in the air like a dark cloud. Kyle's face tightened, and for a brief moment, time seemed to stand still. The remark was not just a simple comment, but a sharp jab that Kyle took personally. Her expression, once friendly and welcoming, turned cold and guarded as she processed Sutton's words. Kyle had always prided herself on her family and her marriage, and the insinuation that infidelity could be brushed aside or worse was simply a part of life felt like a deep betrayal. Infidelity was a subject close to Kyle's heart, having faced rumors and public scrutiny about her marriage to her husband, Mauricio Umansky. In the past, the couple had weathered challenges in their relationship, and Kyle had been very open about the strain such issues had put on their bond. To have Sutton, someone she considered a friend, casually toss around the idea that infidelity could be excused or accepted was something Kyle could not overlook. It was a topic that cut too deep for comfort. "I don't think you understand how damaging that kind of statement can be," Kyle replied, her voice a mix of hurt and disbelief. "Infidelity is not something anyone should ever shrug off." Never the one to stand by her opinions, did not immediately grasp the weight of her words. She attempted to backpedal, offering an explanation about her intentions, but the damage had been done. Kyle felt a rush of anger and disappointment, emotions she wasn't used to feeling toward her friend. The trust they had built over their time together began to crack as Kyle questioned Sutton's judgment and empathy. It wasn't just about the comment itself, but about what it revealed, a fundamental difference in how they viewed relationships. "I don't think you understand the value of trust," Kyle said, her tone now sharper, more confrontational. "And if you can't respect that, then maybe I don't know you as well as I thought I did." Kyle's words stung, not only because of the directness, but because of the underlying truth. Trust, loyalty, and respect were the cornerstones of her life, and any suggestion that these values could be compromised in the name of keeping things light or being practical felt like a betrayal. It wasn't just a fleeting moment. It was a revelation that made Kyle pause and reevaluate her friendship with Sutton. In the days that followed, the rift between the two women grew, with Kyle retreating into herself and distancing herself from Sutton. She found it difficult to look at Sutton the same way again, and their interactions became more strained and superficial. Kyle didn't know if this was something that could be fixed. Trust, once broken, was difficult to rebuild, and Kyle wasn't sure she had the emotional energy to invest in trying to mend a relationship that had been tainted by such a careless comment. Sutton, on the other hand, seemed to be oblivious to the full extent of the damage she had caused. In her eyes, it had just been a harmless comment, one she didn't expect to cause such a strong reaction. She wasn't malicious, but sometimes Sutton's lack of filter got the best of her, and her words often carried more weight than she realized. She attempted to reach out to Kyle, apologizing for her remark and trying to smooth things over, but Kyle wasn't ready to let it go. "Sometimes apologies just aren't enough," Kyle said to the other women in the group, making it clear that Sutton's comment had crossed a line. Trust is fragile, and once it's broken, it's hard to rebuild. The situation became a recurring topic of conversation among the group, with the other women trying to navigate the tension between Kyle and Sutton. Some took Kyle's side, understanding how deeply personal the issue of infidelity was to her, while others sympathized with Sutton, acknowledging that she hadn't meant to hurt anyone. However, despite their best efforts to mediate, the divide between Kyle and Sutton remained. As the season progressed, the issue continued to loom over their interactions. Kyle found herself increasingly frustrated by Sutton's lack of awareness of the gravity of the situation. Sutton, for her part, grew more perplexed by Kyle's coldness, unable to fully comprehend the reason for the fallout. Their exchanges became less frequent, and when they did speak, it was often with a palpable tension in the air. The rift between Kyle and Sutton became a defining moment in their friendship. For Kyle, it wasn't just about a single comment. It was about respect, empathy, and understanding the boundaries that friends should never cross. The comment about infidelity had shattered her perception of Sutton as someone she could trust, and rebuilding that trust seemed like an impossible task. As the season came to a close, it was unclear whether their friendship would ever be the same, and the question remained: could Kyle ever trust Sutton again after such a careless remark? The answer for now seemed uncertain.